Well, good day, everybody. Glad you can join me today. Today is a good day. We're going to make some sweet green relish. All right, so we're going to get started. Basically, what we're going to do is take the cucumbers and we're just going to trim the ends. That's all we're going to do. Okay, just cut the ends. I'll cut a whole bunch of them. And then I'm going to slice them, dice them, and then I'm going to use my electric chopper over there, and we're going to chop them nice and good. So I'll continue on cutting all my cucumbers, because what I'm going to do is after all my cucumbers are done, I'm going to measure them and see how many cups we have, and then I'll decide then how big my recipe is going to be. So for now, I got some chopping to do. So I'll be right back. All right. I know some of you are probably saying, why didn't I use these to make dill pickles? Well, because I already have a lot of dill pickles. But they're going to make a great, great relish. There's no doubt about it. So these here are all the ones that are cut up so far. I'll cut up all the rest over there a little later on. But what I got to do now is I got to process this down to see how many cups we get. So what I'm going to do is take all these and start chopping them up. All right, leave that there. Get rid of the tips. So, doesn't matter how you cut them up, because I'll tell you, they got to be diced up pretty good. So if I can help out the machine, I'll help out the machine. Tool of choice, again, is my Ericsson Frost Mora Vintage with a nice patina on it. Okay, so I'm just going to keep on chopping this away. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my electric chopper and make sure it's refined a lot better than that. So that's what I'm going to do here, and then I'm going to start measuring my batches. I'll get right back to you because I got a little bit of work to do here. It's going to take me a bit. So stay tuned. Okay, now I got to see how many batches I got. So I'm going to divide it all into 4-cup measurements. And then we'll judge ourselves from there. So anyways, I'll just keep measuring and counting, and I'll get right back to you to let you know roughly what my next plans are, because there's a lot of cucumbers here. All right. There we go. I'll just bring it up a little bit. What you're looking at here is 45 cups of chopped cucumbers. That's 45 cups. Now I just divided by 8, and that'll give me how many batches, because we put roughly about 8 cups per batch. So what I got to do now is I still have a bunch of cucumbers there that I didn't process yet. I got, just give me a second. I still have to process my onions, which I didn't do yet. And then on top of that, I'm going to process some of my peppers. There you go. I still got to process all my peppers and onions. So I'm going to be busy for a little while. But once I got them all chopped up like this, then I'm going to mix everything. And after everything is mixed, I'm going to give them a saltwater bath, put in the fridge. They say to wait for about 4 hours. That way it'll get all the liquid out. But you know what? We got a lot of veggies here. So I might just leave them overnight and extract all the water I possibly can. Then I'll start making my brine. And while I make my brine, I'm going to make sure I squeeze all the moisture out of everything here to make my sweet relish. So I still got some more work to do, and I'll get back to you. See you in a minute. Okay, so what I got to do now is I got to tap 3 more cups. That way I can do 6 complete batches. So that's what I'm doing right now. All right. Hopefully that's about 3 cups, and I'll get back to you. Well, there you go. I added 3 more cups to make it 48 cups, and now I got 6 batches. So it'll work out perfect now. It's nice and even. All right, now I'm going to put them aside and start cutting my onions and my peppers, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so I still have to process all that, which is fine. But I still got all them peppers, and when we counted our batch, we didn't have enough peppers, so I went back in the garden and I picked another whole bowl of peppers. So that's all from the garden. So it's good to have a garden when you're making things, and that way you don't have to run to the store. You just got to run to your backyard. And as far as them cucumbers there, I think I'm going to keep that for munching with salads and suppers. But yeah, so I still got to do a lot of processing. All right. And also, I have a bowl of onions there. I figured that little ninja ain't gonna cut it. I love that little machine. I've had it for quite a while. But when the wife was laughing at me a while ago, she says, "Man, I hope that thing lasts us for what you're about to do." I figured, you know what? She's right. Again. So I went and bought myself a processor, food processor. I said, I'm not doing that alone. So this here's a 4 to 14 cup machine. So I figured, you know what? She's right. I always talk about making it easy and putting down in my remarks, get yourself a food processor if you want to cut time and this, that, and the other thing. But I always just use the knife, and my little Ninja. Well, bought myself a food processor. That should make life a lot easier. So anyways, now it's to take it out of the box, give her a good wash, good cleaning, start her up, make sure it works fine. And in the meantime, I'll just keep using my knife. So there you go. That should make life a lot easier. Don't worry, little Ninja. I got other plans for you. Okay, so I'm going to start off with my red peppers out of the garden. I have 11, and I'll chop them up, and then I'll get to the green peppers right after. So I'll be back when the red ones are done. Again, I can't stress that enough. Keep your seeds. You just never know, eh? At least you got seeds out of your garden. For every time you grow something, you keep the seeds, you date it, you package it in a paper envelope after it's dry. You just never know. It's a smart thing to do. Also, when you're doing your peppers, all right, you got to make sure that you get rid of all the membranes. Okay, so I remove everything that's white. Dump it in my pile, and that's a clean pepper right there. All right, so all my peppers, I take all the membranes out of them. And that way you don't get no bitterness inside your sweet relish. Okay, because this contains a lot of bitter flavor and you don't want that. So disregard that, okay? It's good for the compost. And again, keep all your seeds. All right, red ones are all cut, but they're just, I left them in chunks for now. Kept all the seeds. Again, that's all from the garden, and they're all from the red peppers. Now, here's that big kick-ass green pepper that I've been keeping an eye on all summer. Look at the size of that. Just to give you an idea, there's my hand. Okay. Like I can't even touch my fingers together. Isn't that nice? It's good when stuff like that grows. Anyways, now I'm going to cut these, put them in the bowl, then I'll slice and dice, and then I'll start processing my onions. Okay, so there's my peppers. Took all the seeds out, took all the membranes off. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just slice and dice. And it's pretty easy to do. I know I got a new machine there that'll do it all for me. But for now, I just want to do this batch as much as I can by myself without using the machine. But when it's time to turn everything into like a puree, then I'll use that machine. But for now, I'll just cut them into juliennes, and then I'll dice everything up. the last of the peppers. So that took a little bit to do. The wife's teasing me now. She said, "Why'd you cut everything by hand? You just bought a food processor." I don't know that machine. I know my hands. So anyways, okay. Maybe I'll put everything in a big bowl. So there, all my peppers are done. There you go, that's what 20 peppers give you. May as well just put that on the stove. Alrighty then. Now, processing the red onions. You can use white onions, red onions, but I find that the red onions give nice flavor, nice color, and they're just, I like the color. What can I say? Okay, so that's all my onions cut up. So there's all my onions here. All right. Now, I'm making 6 double batches. Just got to remember that. When I say I'm making 6 batches, they're double batches. So the onions are done. Now what I'm going to do is take my peppers. I'm going to divide these peppers evenly between the 3 bowls. And then same with my cucumbers. I'm going to divide that equally into the 3 bowls. And then start processing them through the food processor. All right, so each of my bowls, I put exactly 7 cups of diced green and red peppers. So that turned out pretty good. Now I just got to mix in my cucumbers. All right, so everything's equally measured out. So there you go. Each of these have actually 4 batches. That's 2 doubles, 2 doubles, 2 doubles. So that's going to make a lot of jars. Yeah. So now it's time to, I got to puree each and every one of them. And then set them up with the salt bath. So there you go. That is going to make a lot of beautiful, sweet relish.